Hi guys, it's Taylor from Just for Girls. Now today I'm going to be doing a video on all about periods. Now first of all, I know that I've already done separate videos, but they're just for quick ones really, but in this one I think I'm going to go into more depth and try and explain things a bit better, and hopefully it will help you. So the first thing I'm going to be talking to you about is what I've already done a video on, and it's how to know when you're going to get your first period. Now, for some girls, there's no way of telling. It just comes, or you don't notice it. Now, that's very common, but then also, most girls, I think, well, first of all, they start to grow boobs. So this isn't going to be like, I don't mean like you're going to grow boobs and then you're going to straight away get your period. For some girls that is the case. Now, you know, not judging, but the way I look at it, or what happened to me, is when they started to grow quicker and get bigger, that's when I actually got my period. Yeah, along with, you start to get hair under your armpits and in between your legs. Now, it's up to you what you choose to do with this. You could either shave it or keep it, you know. You might not even shave it. Some people do other weird things. Another way to tell is that you'll probably start to get mood swings, and now this is probably like you can get this before your period, but you can also get it when you're on your period. So you're probably thinking, really? But you actually can. You can start to get, like, you can be normal or happy, and just then you could become feeling very irritable and grumpy and emotional, and it's completely normal. Yeah. Another thing is, you can become very tired. And you can have a completely fine night's sleep, but you just wake up and you're a bit tired. You get that when you're on your period as well. Probably the main way of telling is that you'll probably start to get this white or clear substance in your knickers. Now this is called discharge, and it's basically just the way the inside of your vagina is cleaning itself. So it's just what it's doing to clean itself, and you will actually get this when you're on your period as well. It's just basically where your body's inside of your vagina is trying to clean itself. Yeah. So the next thing I'll talk to you about is what to use. So I've got 3 things today. Well, probably the main ones. So I've got a tampon. Now, normally I would show you an applicator. I just dropped it. An applicator tampon, but I've run out, so yeah. Now, a pad, and then they're the day ones that you use, and then a night pad. Only use a pad at night, by the way, because with a tampon you'd have to time it, because unless you sleep for 8 hours or under, you know, you're going to have to time it. So you really don't want to sleep with a tampon in overnight, because you can get TSS, what I will talk to you later about. So yeah. So a tampon, if I just can't open it. And then let me try and, there we go. So it just looks like this. And always before putting in a tampon, tug the string a bit, not too much. You don't want to go like that. You just want to tug it a bit, just to make sure that it's not going to come loose while it's inside of you, because you don't want to put it in and then like the string snaps and then the tampon's stuck inside of you. Also, if that does happen, go to the doctors, because you don't want to leave it in for too long and then you get TSS. And I will talk to you about that later, as I said. So the way to put in a tampon is, say this was your hole. I know it's not a very good hole. But you want to point it up towards your back. So you want to be sitting on the toilet with your legs open. You don't need to stand with one leg on the toilet seat, because that's just, well, you can, but I wouldn't advise it. I find that harder. And the first time I actually tried to put in a tampon, I done that and I couldn't get it in. But then when I sat on the toilet seat, well, when I sat down on the toilet and I relaxed, it was so much more easier to get it in. So yeah. So you do this and you point it towards your back. You don't want to go up straight, because inside it's not straight. Like, your hole isn't straight. So you want to go upwards a bit. So you want to go in diagonal like that, and you want to go in, and then it will just sit there. And if it's a non-applicator one, I know I've already done a video on this, but you want to go in, and then you don't want to stop as soon as like it's in and just on the outside. You want to go in up until you know it's in, and it's in completely and you can't see it. I know you're not going to be looking at it, but that's also a good thing. When you first put in a tampon, you need to know where your hole is. So I know it sounds gross, but get a mirror and try and look for your hole, because until you know where it is, you're probably not going to get a tampon in. Just saying. Yeah. So in diagonal, and then when you're pulling it out, go slowly, because if you yank it out, one, that's going to hurt, and two, the string will snap, most likely. And you don't want that. So, yeah. Done it again. And pretty much every brand, I think, does tampons. I'm not quite sure on that one, but I'm sure they do. And obviously, everyone else has a different brand or make what they like. So just because your friend uses one, don't go use that brand. Use what you're comfortable with. So that's a tampon. Yeah. Next thing, a day pad. Now, day pads and night pads, okay, they look the same. That's bigger, but I use the ones with wings. Now, basically you just peel this bit, what's holding the wings down, and then you put it in a pair of knickers. So this is the crutch, let's say, and you want to stick it down like that, and then you want to bend the wings over. If you have wings, you want to bend it over so it won't move around as much. That's why I use wings, but I don't really use pads anyway, so yeah. So it doesn't move around as much. Okay, that did, but these aren't knickers, so yeah. So that's what you do. And then when you're putting it away, if you've already got one on, well, you probably will, just get the packet, put it back in, like you did, and then just roll it up or fold it, and it'll just stay like that. And particularly if you're somewhere like at a friend's house, roll it up, and even you can either put it in a bag as well, just to make sure that you're respecting the house basically. And if it does smell, it's a bit confined, so like that, and then in the bin. So this is a night pad, and obviously it's okay that I'm touching this because I will not use this. So a night pad is the same, and obviously this one's a lot longer. Now you can normally get them the same sizes, but I don't know why. This is just, I've obviously picked up the wrong packet and I got the longer ones. So the wider bit goes where your bum is, posh, and then that obviously goes at the front, and then this has also got wings. Hang on. So just opens like that, and then it goes round like that, and then again that folds over your knickers. Now this is actually scented. I don't know if that one is. I don't think so. If it does, it doesn't smell very good. So you can get scented ones. Now basically the only difference is that they smell nicer. Some people use it because they think it's fresher. So yeah, I just wasted a lot of stuff today. Sorry, yeah. So a difference between a pad and a panty liner. So a pad obviously is that. I would unwrap it again, but I can't. It's stuck. Hang on, I'll get another one. So a pad is thick-ish. This one isn't actually that thick. I'm guessing this is for a light flow because it's really thin. I normally get regular flows, but I got these because they're only an own brand. I got these to test what own brand one was like, and that's a video that you can watch. So yeah, so this is thicker than a panty liner. So a panty liner is basically a pad, never has wings, and it's so thin, like I'm not even joking. And it's basically just to catch things like discharge and maybe spots of blood, but not a whole period. So never use a panty liner when you're on your period. I know they look similar, but just don't go there. So yeah, so full period and then a panty liner not for periods. And sorry that I can't show you a panty liner, it's just that I ran out and I haven't had a chance to get them yet. Yeah. Another thing is, what is it like on your period? So it basically just feels normal, but you probably get stomach cramps. No, not every girl does, but you probably will. I mean, lucky if you don't, because I get really bad ones. And basically a lot of people say you can feel it coming out of you. Not everyone does. Well, I don't because I use Tampon, so it doesn't come out of me. But in your first period, you probably won't feel it come out of you. It's normally just a surprise with your first period. So yeah. Why you get stomach cramps? Now this is a very weird one, because the reason you actually get stomach cramps is because your body's having to contract in order to clean your vagina, the inside. Yeah, so it's actually having to contract. I know that sounds really weird because like you contract to have a baby and it's like weird. And I think it contracts to move the egg as well. I'm not quite sure about that one. But obviously some people just don't feel it or something, I don't know. So yeah. So how to use a menstrual cup. Now, I don't actually use these. I just think they look really scary. They're probably not. I mean, a lot of people say really good things about them. And obviously, you can still get TSS from it. And again, I will speak to you about that in just a second. So basically, I don't have anything I can use. So it's a circle, it's like that. So you're going to fold it in half, so it's like that. And then you're going to fold it in a quarter. And then you're going to put it up this sounds really weird. You're going to put it inside of you. And it's going to create like a vacuum. So it's going to unfold. And then it's going to create a vacuum. And all of your blood's going to go inside of it and just sit inside of it. So it's going to go in there. But, yeah. A lot of people use them, I think, and they're becoming quite big. And you can get disposable ones and reusable ones, what last up to 12 years, I think, or 8 years, I can't remember. Yeah, so it's like with pads, you can get disposable ones, or you can get cloth pads. So yeah, a cloth pad is just basically a pad, but it's made out of material that you wash. Yeah, I don't use them. Who to talk to? So, I talk to my mum. I don't talk to my dad. I think it's weird to talk to your dad. But then I also do talk to my sister about it. So if you can talk to anyone you feel comfortable about. Now, obviously, if you don't have a mum or a sister, you will have to talk to someone else. But I'd say don't be scared to talk to someone, because there'll be a time when you look back and laugh at it, because every girl goes through it. So even if you just have a dad, you can speak to them about it, because every girl gets it. So they're not gonna think, oh my god, what's happening? Oh, she started her period. Oh, I can laugh at her about this. Because no, they shouldn't be embarrassed about it, because every girl has to go through it. So if you just go, Dad, I've started my period, or whoever you're speaking to, and then you just go, Dad, I've started my period, and then he'll understand. Because my mum and dad actually have split up, I had to ask him. I said, Dad, I've started my period, and he goes, oh, okay. Should we go get you some stuff then? And I was like, okay. And then we went to the shop and we got it. And it was kind of awkward because I started at his house. And my sister wasn't around there because she's not my actual sister. She's my dad's girlfriend's daughter. And I would have gone to his girlfriend, but I thought it'd be better to go to him first. So I did. And it turned out fine. So yeah. So just talk to anyone, really. Anyone you feel close to. And anyone you trust. And also, if you want a lot of support, you can talk to your friends about it, especially if they've started, because they will get it if they have. If they haven't, then you can still talk to them about it, because every girl's gonna get it. So they might talk to you just to see what it's about, and obviously talking about things makes it a lot better anyway. So yeah. Also, if you want any questions answered, there's also this website, what I've also done a video on, and it's www.becomingateen.com, and that's a really good website. It helped me a lot. Yeah. And also, if you want anything, you can email me as well. I don't mind because everyone's going to go through it. So, yeah. The last thing I'll talk to you about is bad things about using... Oh no, sorry, the second last thing. Bad thing about using a tampon is actually bleached. And so basically it's bleached white. So it's changed the colour to white. So that you can bleach your hair, and that's not good for your hair, so it's not going to be good for inside of you either. But I don't mind about that because everybody uses them pretty much. Well, a lot of people use them, not everybody. But they haven't killed anyone yet, not that I'm aware of, unless it's from TSS, but let's not go there. So, yeah, so it can harm you, but I don't see any problem with that because I still love these. Yeah. And another thing is, obviously they go in and they absorb, so they're going to absorb good stuff as well. But they're the only two things that I can think of are bad. Right. Okay, so the last thing is TSS. Now, this is a very rare but fatal disease. Now, it's basically from when you leave a tampon or a menstrual cup in for too long. So on every packet of tampons, it will tell you it's not to leave it in for more than 8 hours. This is because basically, I think it's from because it's trying to get rid of the blood, but then it becomes too full and then it starts to take it back in, I think. And that's how TSS is caused, I think. And basically TSS, sorry, I should have said this at the start, it stands for Toxic Shock Syndrome. So yeah, the way to avoid it is just don't leave it in for too long. And if you get any of the symptoms, because these symptoms come very quickly, so if you get any of the symptoms, just tell your mum or whoever's around you, just say, I've had my tampon in for a bit too long and I think I'm starting to get TSS. And it's a very rare but fatal disease, so please tell someone and then go straight to the hospital, because the only way of preventing it is in the early stages. So yeah, so that is the end of my video today. Sorry it's very long, but I just thought I'd probably try and round it up in one big video. And yeah, so I hope you guys like this video. Like and subscribe, and remember to message me if you want to request a video or talk to me about anything, and I'll try and write back to you about things that I've researched myself or been through. Yeah, so I'll try and do that. So yeah, like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye.